Hi, Dave. Thanks for helping my project.
Of course.
Could you say a little bit about yourself?
My name is Dave. I am 40 years old. I live in Cypress, Texas. Been my whole life.
And did you know that NASA is planning to send people to the moon in 2024?
I did hear that.
Oh, how did you find out about it?
Just on the news. I know they're competing with SpaceX and private space versus NASA. So
Would you believe that you're one of the few people that actually know it? Out of all the people that I normally interview, about 80% of them don't know.
oh wow.
What do you think NASA needs to do differently so that the word gets out?
I mean, I think we all like the idea of going to space, and modernizing space has always been mankind's dream. But I think the biggest problem is really is how does NASA make it where normal people can go to space, or at least that dream's got to be visible for people to get really, I think, interested in that. Whereas like SpaceX and these other ones, Elon Musk and all this, he's giving like some sort of a path. So I think he's getting a lot more attention for that, more than his Tesla cars.
And that's very true. And he's building like this huge rocket in South Texas in Brownsville.
That's right.
Might be able to carry 100 people at a time.
It could be. It could be. So I mean, I think that's it's a natural progression for it to get privatization of space travel. Once you get to that point, I don't know how much it costs right now. I remember when I was a kid, they said it was like $1,000 a pound to put a pound in space. Costs about $1,000, and I think with private investment, it can be like $100 a pound. So I have no idea, but that makes it much more economically feasible. So,
well, SpaceX is transporting astronauts to the International Space Station for NASA, and they charge NASA $55 million a seat.
55 million? Oh yeah, of course. Yeah, definitely. So I'm waiting for my ticket. I'm waiting for Groupon to come out. So,
well, have you heard of this thing called Inspiration 4?
I have not.
So there's this billionaire, Jared Isaacman. Mm-hmm. He has bought a SpaceX Crew Dragon flight later this year for 4 people: himself, a person that works at St. Jude's, a person that donates to St. Jude's this month through a random drawing, and a person that uses his payment processing thing, creates like an inspirational story. Would you sign up for such a thing?
Probably.
Okay.
I think one of the biggest things right now with our technology limited the way it is, I know like a mission to Mars realistically would be a one-way trip. So that's a hard obstacle to overcome too. I know a lot of people would no problem jump on a plane, but the people that you necessarily want to go, the most talented people, might have other obligations too. So are they doing any advancements on that, or would a trip to Mars be a one-way trip, do you think?
I don't think we would send people unless we could bring them back, especially initially, just because of all the unknowns we have. But
so you don't think they would send out like people to colonize?
Eventually,
we'll get to that point.
Eventually, yeah.
Eventually.
I mean, we send people to North America to kind of colonize here, but they didn't have Instagram accounts and YouTube accounts and what have you. So the people that died just kind of were anonymous stories.
True.
But here
they were the frontiermen.
Here you would get it in 4K and in depth and gruesome. I think it'd be a big turnoff if it didn't turn out well for them.
No, absolutely. No, I think it's about also the pride of the human population to conquer space. We're always trying to conquer things. So I don't know. I mean, I think space travel is definitely the way of the future. It's going to be more and more, as you're seeing it right now. I mean, China's sending more, India is sending more, U.S. is sending more. So it's almost like there's a space war again that hasn't been seen since I think the 60s and 70s. But it feels like everyone's going in that same direction. Trying to colonize space, at least the moon, or Mars, or our sister planets.
Exactly. Yeah, it's kind of neat. Well, great. I really appreciate your helping me with my project.
No, absolutely.
So
best of luck.
If they do it, it'd be in the next 1,400 and some odd days. But I think it might be a little bit longer than that.
No,
looking
absolutely.
at the way things are going.
Well, it sounds like pretty amazing. If they do it there, regardless, it's something we should all be proud about. We haven't been to the moon in how long?
1972.
1972. So why is that?
Mainly cost and motivation, I think.
But we could send probes to Mars. I mean, the moon seems a lot closer.
I know, we just landed one on this week.
We just landed on that
Perseverance.
That's why, and we can send people into international space stations. So I was always curious, like, why is it so much more cost prohibitive to send a person to get to the moon? If we could do it in 1960 with a computer that your iPhone is much more powerful.
Yeah, I think it's a lack of competition. The iPhone, you have like Android and a whole bunch of other competition all competing for better value and
That's
everything,
true. I think right now, I mean, that's what you're seeing, right? You're $60 million for a space ticket to the space station. But that's just the start of it. I think the holy grail is who's the rich guy that can say, I stepped on the moon.
Exactly. Yeah. So, well, I really appreciate it. Thank you so
thank-
much.
Of course.